Hello guys, thank you so much for taking your time to join in to Mwalimu Anondo official channel again. Today I want to look at something that is in this world, something it is in this life, something that you hear all the time since you're born or since you become mature until you are maybe getting old. It is ever in your life and it exists among human beings. There's this thing called an enemy, adui. Kila wakati unasikia niko na maadui, mimi niko na adui. But have you ever known who is your enemy? Or are you aware that you are an enemy of another person? Yeah. Wewe unajua kama wewe ni adui wa mtu mwingine, ama wewe huyu mtu fulani mwingine ni adui yako? So how do you know that somebody is your enemy in the real sense? You know, even the Bible, yeah, the Bible talks about enemies. Israelites were enemies with the Egyptians, were Palestine, Palestine, something. Enemies are there. Palestine is an enemy of Israel right now. So even the Bible, even Jesus talked about your enemy, that you should love your enemy. But do you know who is this enemy? So I want to look at the characteristics of an enemy. What shows that this person is your really enemy? And how do you know that you are enemy? This person is your enemy. The first characteristic of an enemy is that is an opposing person. He or she opposes anything or opposes any idea that you come up with. Not only criticizing. Let's say, for example, you're in an institution. This person will be against any idea that you come up with. He will oppose it. He will mobilize other people to oppose your idea, or to oppose you, or to reject anything that you come up with, even if it's good. Just because he doesn't like you or he is just your enemy, he will oppose it. He will never like anything that you come up, any idea. So if you are that person who is against any idea of your friend, know that you are an enemy of that person, that you are opposing for nothing. And if you are that person who opposes anything that your friend is coming up with, an idea, know that you are an enemy of a person. That is one. Opposing everything, is ever in opposition on anything that you come up with. An enemy always shows hostility. He is very hostile towards you in anything, often shows hostility towards you. He always talks ill about you when you are there or when you are not there. He openly shows a dislike towards you. And for example, as I said, in an institution, if you get a person who talks ill about you, who is ever hostile towards you, he or she has animosity towards you, that person is your enemy. Yeah, that person is not your friend. That's your enemy. Remember, we're not talking about criticism. Criticism are welcomed. Negative criticism, positive, all things that are. But a person who is very hostile towards you, be aware that person is your enemy. And you should not entertain him or her. You should keep a distance. An enemy. Number 3, an enemy has an intention to harm you. Yes. If a person is after harming you, that is your enemy. It can harm you physically, emotionally, or socially. When you're talking about physically, it can cause a physical, for example, it can injure you. It's after injuring you, that person is your enemy. Emotionally, it can look for a way to irritate you.
so that he can show that you are, maybe you are down, you are not a good person, you are not qualified, for example, if you are in a job, so that you can be irritated. So you can be irritated in that place of work. That person, my friend, that person is not your friend. Socially, he can talk ill, he can talk badly about you, so that your social network is not widened. So a person who is after harming you, both physically, emotionally, even socially, that person, be aware, is your enemy. That person who is very determined to ensure that your strategies are undermined, so that you feel bad. Let me tell you, that person is your enemy. That's your enemy, number one. That's number three. Number four, enemy. We're talking about the hostility. We're talking about a person who has the intention to harm you. Another one is lack of trust. An enemy is a person who you cannot trust. Yeah. If that person will deceive you, is full of lies, or he will betray you. Actually, lack of trust and that person is betraying you, is after betraying you. That person is your enemy. As the enemy number one. Yeah. He will talk, atakusaliti kwa mahali fulani. That person is your enemy. A betrayer is your enemy. You have started a deal, then anaenda kinyume yako, then anafanya visivyo vile hamkuelewana. That person is your enemy, my friend. You need to trade very carefully. Trade very carefully. Trade very carefully. A friend should not betray, but if a person betrays you, that person is your enemy. An enemy is a person who doesn't want reconciliation or cooperation. You can't even reconcile with him or her. You cannot even cooperate with him or her. That in doing something, you can't. Sometimes maybe I have wronged someone. You say, I'm sorry for this, just forgive me. Let me tell you, if he's your enemy, he can't agree to reconcile with you. He or she doesn't impress forgiveness. That person doesn't impress forgiveness forever. Forget. If you get to that person, be aware that the person is your enemy. An enemy is a person who has some strategic thinking. Strategic thinking to ensure that you don't achieve your objective. You have a certain thing that you need to do. You have a certain program to do. This person will employ some strategies to ensure that you fail. Yes. Yes. Strategic thinking to ensure that you don't achieve your goal. Yeah. They may plan and execute actions to weaken you or exploit your vulnerabilities. If you're vulnerable in if you have a weakness somewhere, they will exploit that weakness. My friend, that is an enemy. Yeah, that is an enemy. Another thing that you need to understand about an enemy is that person who is very persistent to ensure that you fail. They have efforts to make sure that they harm you, both physically, as we talked about it, physically, emotionally, and even socially. He's very persistent. He or she is want to ensure that you fail. He's very persistent. He or she doesn't lose hope, ensuring that you fail. They don't easily give up. They don't give up. They have to ensure that you fail. They are very persistent to ensure that you have failed. at least in our society that we're living. Be aware of such a people. Be aware of such a people. They will not be happy about your success. They will be very ready to ensure that you have failed in anything that you are doing. Imagine such a people. But they are there in our society. Another thing, another characteristic that you are supposed to know was an enemy doesn't have empathy. Hananga huruma. Adui hana huruma. He doesn't understand your feelings. He or she doesn't understand your feelings, your kindness. He doesn't have kindness or social cohesion. Hajali chenye unapitia, huyo mtu ni adui yako. Hajali kabisa. Wampitia shida zako, kaa nazo. He or she doesn't care. Care for what? That is your enemy number one. An enemy has a competitive mindset. Fikra zake ni za mashindano. A competitive mindset. Enemies may adopt a competitive mindset where they see your success as a threat to their own. So when you succeed, they see that is a threat for their success. As an enemy. They cannot be happy for your success. They think when you are successive, is a threat for them. Yani, they think that you have taken away their success. As an enemy. That's an enemy. Last one. They are a potential to danger. Potential to danger. And they can look for, they are a threat to your security. That is it. They are a threat to your security. You cannot be secure with them. They can have some strategies to ensure that you are harm. Both physically or psychologically. They are a potential to danger. Be very careful. Be able to know who is your friend and who is your enemy. We are talking about the characteristics of enemies, from hostility, from persistence to harm you, all those things. Ensure that you know your person that you are dealing with. Your person shows some of these characteristics. Be aware, and that is your enemy. Have a blessed time. Thank you for continuing supporting Mr. Nunda. Kindly share, kindly like, and God is going to bless you. I love you guys. Bye.